How easy is it to buy something from you, essentially?
If you're the type of person that could go, right, okay, so there is a lot, I'm going to start over here and I'm going to logically go up and down the aisles, or I'm going to do it this way around, like that might work for you. But some people just can't even do that and go, do you know what, it's so much I'm going to just walk straight back out the shop.
That's normally me.
You can see why people just walk into these shops and go like, I don't even know what to look at. There's so much stuff.
We know they're not really.
Do you mean behaviourist or do you mean behaviouralist?
Behaviouralist. People can't say it, can they?
Can't say it.
People cannot say it. Everything's a behaviouralist. I was having a conversation with our get shit doners. Is that what we're calling to them? Referring to them as now.
Are we?
Don't know.
Our CBA members, you
CBA
mean?
members, the get shit doners. I quite like the get shit doners. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
Anyway, on our get shit done call this week, we were talking all things customer journey. And I hate calling it that because it sounds shit.
It does sound shit. And what does it actually mean?
Exactly. But essentially, it is the journey a customer would take when they see you for the first time, they've heard of you for the first time. Like, what is the logical next step?
Ooh, logical next step.
Or next logical step.
Yeah.
I interchange it.
Yeah. I think... Oh, hang on. What was the first one you said? That sounds better in my brain.
The next logical step.
The next logical step for the person, which is basically a simplified version of what do they need to do next? Is it clear? Is that frictionless, or does it involve lots of confusion?
Well, this is it. And it gets even more confusing, I feel, when you dig into this properly. Because if you think about all the various places somebody could come and find out about you. So say, for example, you were, say you were just walking the dog, or you're in the park, maybe you're doing a training session, and then a randomer comes on over and goes, oh, what are you doing? And then you have a little chat. What's the next logical step you're going to do with that person? Are you going to give them a business card? Are you going to lock in a call whilst you're there together? Like, what are you going to do? And I think this is where a lot of us don't spend any time, if I'm being brutally honest, thinking about this. Because maybe we do give them a business card and then we go, okay, so if on that business card there is, what's typically on a business card? Phone number, email, web address.
Yeah.
Not much more, is there?
No.
Picture of a dog, maybe.
Yeah. Paw prints.
Paw prints. So if we think about it, if that particular person has come over to you, because you even need to think about it in like, what has that person seen that's brought them over to you? If you've been working with a puppy, is that what's brought them to you? Do they think you are helping with puppy training? And then if you've not necessarily had a conversation and you've just gone, I'm a dog trainer, here's my information, go check it out and let's have a conversation. And then that person goes to your website potentially, because that is on your business card. And then your website says reactivity and all this stuff. That person then might think, oh, well, I've just seen you with a puppy. So do you not do that? And maybe I won't contact you now.
Yeah. In my brain, I'm going, the conversation probably goes that the dog trainer gets really pissed off the person's interrupted their training. Then they probably end up giving them lots of advice for free at that point in time. And then there's probably no call to action at the end of the conversation. Is the way I'm thinking it probably goes.
I would say that happens a fair amount of times, but I do hear the business card being banded
Flung
around
out.
as well.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a flung out. It's like, have it.
Yeah, yeah.
Get out of my way, go do this thing. But this is it, like, if we're not thinking about the detail around it.
Well, I guess it's just allowing for that eventuality and going, what if someone comes over to me whilst I'm in the park doing this training? What happens with that person? What's the best way to get them in my world as quickly as possible without losing their interest, without losing them because everything's too difficult about trying to find out more about me?
What would you do in that situation now?
I've never had that situation, to be fair. Have you?
I have had it, yes. And I've done the shitty thing like we've just described, where I didn't really know what to do because it caught me off guard. I've gone, oh, but I didn't have a business card. So I actually said, just go and search poor education and you'll find me. So I didn't get any of their details.
Yeah.
And I'd lost that potential lead because I didn't capture anything. I just told them to go somewhere in the hope that they're going to do it.
Yeah, and also in the hope that they're going to go straight back up. They've either got their phone on them right there and then, which it kind of is the ideal situation, because then you can get their details and lock in something, potentially even just set up a message between you both or something. But generally speaking, the person's going to have to remember it if you don't have a business card. So if you just say, my website is Canine Connections, for example, which is what mine used to be. And if they will get home probably because a million things have happened in between and they forget, and then go, who's that person again? Oh, well, I can't remember. And it just goes out of their brain. And lots of other things could happen as well. So I think it's being proactive to go, what is the easiest way that you could make that a memorable experience, that you could actually get their details rather than relying on them remembering your details, and getting something locked in there and then. And it might not be something locked in as in they might not want to book a call right there and then, but actually send them to something so that they can start to see what it is that you do.
Yeah. If it were me now and that situation arose, I would, because I'm busy with somebody else, theoretically, because I'm in a training session, I would say to the person, I'm really sorry. I need to concentrate on this person at the moment. However, give me your phone number and email, and I will be in touch with you later today, tomorrow. But I'd be very specific on when I was going to do it. But then the power is with me. I've got their details.
Yeah, you need their details.
Because if you send them anywhere, it's just poof.
Yeah.
They're gone.
And again, we're doing the choice thing really well here, aren't we? By not taking their details, by going like, you contact me if you feel that you want to, and if it feels right for you. And yes, it has to feel right for both of you. And this is not a pressured situation by taking their details. This is doing them a good service by actually going, if you are interested and you have raised your hand subliminally by walking over to me and striking up a conversation and asking about what it is I'm doing potentially, then it's my duty to follow up on that after.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just one little branch off of a customer journey, because that's just one scenario. Now, what if the scenario is they've typed in dog training Redditch in Google and they've landed on your page?
Yeah, what's the next logical step?
Well, let's look at what is typically on people's websites.
Yes. Let's do a comparison as to what normally is on the website and what there should be on the website.
Yeah. So if I've typed in dog training Redditch into the Google and I click on a website because it says dog training, what am I very stereotypically going to see from a dog trainer?
You're going to see a lot of information about the dog trainer potentially, as in what their accolades are, what they've done.
I'd say you'd land on that, don't you?
Yes, I'd say it's on the homepage without a picture, without a name of the person.
Or if it is a picture, you can't see their face.
You can't see their face.
It's normally a cap and the dog training attire with a dog.
Or looking away so that it's not looking at the camera. Yeah, on purpose, for the reasons we all know. And all the qualifications, me, I've done this, I've done that. Because again, we think that's what people need to hear and see. And lots of tabs potentially to different services.
So many tabs.
And actually, I was doing a little review on a website the other day, and the tabs, so many mismatched tabs. There can be links off of the homepage that go to a page that you can never then find again, that is then within another tab of the top nav bar, and you go like, what is this, Or the title of the page bears no resemblance to what's on the page. That happens quite a lot as well.
Yes.
And so basically people get lost in a web of information that they don't really understand. Is probably the main gist.
How many times, and this came up in the conversation in the session we were doing, how many times have you searched something very specific, and in terms of an area, so remember, for a lot of you listening, you are going to be localized, you're like hyper focused on the local area, And I've done it before where I've searched something in Solihull, for example, and then I've gone through, because that's what I've typed in, the web page that I've clicked on, I've made an assumption that Google has shown me a company that is in Solihull. So I then go down through it all. I'm like, oh, this sounds amazing. This is exactly what I want. And then it's several steps later, possibly I've even reached out and made contact, and then I hear back from them to find out then that they don't cover my area.
That they're located in Yorkshire.
I was going to say, yeah, they're a million miles away. And I'm like, oh, well, that's really annoying. Sometimes that happens because the user who searched it, so me in that scenario, I hadn't realised it was a paid ad. And I've just clicked the first link that's come up, because it won't necessarily show you the hyper local details then. But these are the things that can be really helpful, that if you are thinking of having a very specific local business, if someone's typing into Google a dog training, Redditch dog training Solihull, it might be wise to have on your headline, as soon as somebody lands on your page, dog training Redditch or dog training Solihull. So it's like, oh, I'm in the right place.
Yeah.
So I've clicked that. It's landed me here. That journey makes sense thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of us don't do that.
No.
A lot of us have our business name in that section as well.
Which section?
That very first home page. H1 is it referred to? Not that we're techie people.
Yeah.
But that very
The
first
header
bit, just underneath the nav bar, it might be like, I use the example of Positive Futures. There's probably a business out there called that, but I made it up. Positive Futures, dog training, maybe. And then a picture that bears no resemblance to who you are. I'm like, oh, it's wasted space.
Yes. And this is not about like constructing a page as such and how you would do it best and stuff, but like there is a term that is above the fold and below the fold. And that is basically when you click on a website, it's the bit you can see without having to scroll anywhere. And that bit there is generally wasted by dog trainers in a lot of ways. It's either a huge, great big picture, which is lovely and looks great, but what does it actually convey to the person who's landed on the page? Yes, it confirms it's a dog thing, so that might be a tick, but what else does it do? Because each bit should pull someone in and make them want to scroll. So the job of each part of the website is that you scroll down a bit and it's making you want to read the next bit, and you scroll down again and you scroll down again. So if nothing is pulling you in, then it might, and if it's confusing, even worse so, if it's really confusing and using terminology that you've never heard before, that you don't understand, or it's a load of services that you don't know if you need them or not, it could make you click away and not even investigate the rest of the website.
Yeah. And I think we've touched on this recently about the disc profiles as well.
Yes. Yeah.
This is really important when it comes to your customer journey as well, because if you've got somebody with a personality type with that D profile, so somebody like me, if there is not a phone number in that first bit that I land on, I really struggle to buy, because I can't be bothered to wait around for somebody to email me back or fill in a form and do that. It's like, I want to know the answer now. It's typically why I'm there. So if we've not got the ability to action something immediately, you're losing a good chunk of people by not having a phone number there.
Interesting.
I know you're looking at me really blankly.
Like that wouldn't occur to me.
Do that.
No.
What would you want?
Probably send a message. Yeah, probably send a direct message to somebody, or go through to something that potentially could be automated, or potentially is just, I've got some contact with somebody fairly quickly, but not necessarily that actual phone call.
But see, already like that's two different outcomes from being on your website, which is why it's important to have various different things to be applicable to so many people.
Yeah,
and this is where it gets really tricky.
I was going to say, the other thing is you don't want to overwhelm people with too much choice, and they don't know where to start or where to go.
Because you don't want to go, oh, you could have this and then you could have this and you could have, it's about having everything, but in like the right
in the right
kind
order
of
in the places
balance, so to
that
speak.
works. Yeah. This is why there's so much to this, isn't there? Because it's not a case of just being able to click your fingers and just transform it, unless you've got the skills and knowledge to know how to do that the best way, which for most of us we don't have, because that's not what we're here to do.
You're not taught it, are you?
Oh yeah, but why would we want
figure it out as
be
you
able
go,
to
don't
do
you?
that when we just want
And
to
this
train
is where it
dogs?
gets really complicated as well, because a website almost has a different outcome to a sales page, but we all think it's one and the same when we first start.
Yes.
Because your website is your digital real estate to go, here's everything you need to know about me. You're doing your research and your, oh God, I need to say the words that I can't say. Due diligence.
Well done.
God, I have to really think about that. Thank you, Ryan, for that approving nod. I have to really think about it. But, we think that we're doing that stuff because that's important. But then this is where that customer journey bit can get really complicated, or we can simplify it and just go, what is somebody looking for? What's the next logical step? Do they need to read War and Peace about everything? Do they just need a light touch around you? And then other factors I suppose you could include in this is that's where all your marketing and your messaging and all of that stuff can feed into it. Because if people are learning and consuming information about you outside of your website, then the website can be theoretically quite simple in itself.
Yeah, I think in the early days, I used to view my website as like the showcase. Like if someone lands on it, I have to cram as much information as possible so that people don't want to leave. However, what I probably did is the complete opposite, that people are going, what? There's way too much stuff here. I don't know where to go. And if I was lucky, I'd get an email to say, I've been on your website and I wasn't really sure what I needed. And you know the amount of those I used to get that I never clicked. I was like, why are these people not able to find what they want when everything is there? So in my mind, I'm going, I've put everything in there. Why can't they see it? And it's because it's too much. Or maybe the journey to get to the bit that I thought was simple wasn't as simple as I'd imagined it was. So it's like it never really, I don't know, never really clicked for me to go, keep getting the same thing happening here. Why are people not able to figure out where they need to start that journey? The answer really is maybe it was too busy, but they're not the professional. They don't know, and they shouldn't know. They are a general dog owner that knows not a lot about dogs for the most part. And so I need to help guide them. And if everything is just available, like here's all the stuff, like you figure it out, how the hell are they supposed to do that?
Yeah.
It's like just imagine just walking, some shops are like this, but imagine walking into a shop and there's so many different things. You know, like when you go in, I love that, like tiger shop.
I knew you was going to say the tiger shop.
But there's so much stuff in there. You've got every single type of thing you could ever imagine in that shop. And this is where it's overwhelming in a way, isn't it? To go like, do I need a phone charger, a makeup brush, like a kitchen utensil holder, a soap dish? What else do they sell? Like balloons and party things. There's so many. That's it. Only a tiny, like, if anyone who knows this shop I'm talking about, like, you'll know. And you kind of walk in there and go like, I need a day to actually process all of this and figure out
that about like B&M and the range and stuff.
Well, yeah, those can be similar, can't you? Whereas if you go into a shop and it's very specific about what it is you're going to get, you walk into a curtain shop, you know you're going to get fabric and curtains and stuff like that. And that's it. It almost simplifies everything right down, doesn't it? It's specialist, it's niche, you're going to come out with what you want because you know what you're going to get. A tile showroom, like all these things. Sorry, voice has gone croaky, but it's all these things that you go like, I know exactly what I need to do here. Almost the journey's simplified somehow.
Yeah.
Because the choice is less.
Yeah, but I think this is where a lot of us as business owners, we think we're going to capture more money essentially.
Yes, for offering everything out. Yeah, I understand where that comes from. But in doing that, you can see why people just walk into these shops and go like, I don't even know what to look at. There's so much stuff.
I do that. But again, I think that is partly my my deprofile bit. I'm like, I just want something really quick. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't make a decision. So I'm paralyzed
I
now.
feel like that as well. And I'm not necessarily a D. I just go like, there's so much in here. I don't know where to start. And then you have to then, like, if you're the type of person that could go, right, okay, so there is a lot. I'm going to start over here and I'm going to logically go up and down the aisles, or I'm going to do it this way around. Like, that might work for you. But some people just can't even do that and go, do you know what? It's so much. I'm going to just walk straight back out the shop.
That's normally me. Yeah. I think this is why I don't go clothes shopping and stuff either, because I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered to go rummaging through rails.
Sale rails like stress me out.
Can't be
when the stuff is everywhere, you know, when it should be in like size 8, 10, 12 and people are just putting it everywhere.
I can't even be dealing with that.
But if I pick up a few things where it's a size 16 in the 8 section, I'm like, oh God, no. And I can't be doing with it. But if it's all there and I can maybe, if it's not all crammed in so I can't actually get anything out of there, I'm like, no, out. TK Maxx stresses me out a little bit like that.
Yeah, I don't like that shop.
Too much stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot. But this is what we do with our real estate, whether it's the website, your social media. We're putting so much out there. And this is where really thinking about that customer journey. I wish we could call it something else. We'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
It just sounds a bit shit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But essentially, the steps that somebody will take to be able to take something away from you. Like how easy is it to buy something from you, essentially?
Yeah.
Because that's the point of it, really.
And actually, I think go back even further than that and go like, what does the person actually need to know at this initial stage? Because this is the dating bit. We've just met, we're on this initial date, we are figuring each other out, we're understanding if we like each other, we're understanding whether you might be a long-term prospect for me or not. And so like, actually giving them all that information is probably, it's way too much anyway for the stage that they're at, because they've come in cold a lot of the time, haven't they? Especially if they've Googled you, landed on a website, and for the very first time they're seeing you, they need to know like the bare minimum stuff really, don't they? And then we go, if you click through here, this is going to take you to this information potentially. So it could be, in our case, it could be, you've landed on our website, you want to know a bit more about us, then click here and listen to our podcast. And that might be all the next logical steps someone needs to take at that time. Now, maybe off the podcast, there's a call to action. If you want to find out more about this, you do this next thing. And it works out to be a nice little journey.
Yeah. I think this is where I can see why we all struggle so much with this customer journey bit, because that is a beautiful example for the size of business we are, and that we're in the online space, and the fact that we've got a podcast.
Yes. I'm guessing most people haven't got a podcast.
And when you cast our minds back to when we were first starting dog training, it's what I always think we forget / don't even consider this as a massive plus point. A lot of the marketing is already done for us if we're a dog trainer, because the public will typically search dog trainer. Do you know what I mean? Like, you haven't got to do a fat lot to try and prove yourself, so to speak. Putting dog trainer on your website is enough. Your credentials don't matter realistically. No. I know they matter to us, but to the public, not quite there yet. So just by having dog trainer in your title, you're already in a massive, like, elevated position than most other industries anyway, because people are already searching for the thing that you have.
And I'm going to put a spanner in the works and say a lot of people don't put dog trainer, even if they are, because they're trying to make it sound, and I don't mean this in the way it might come out. It's like we want to call ourselves not even a behaviourist, but there are other terms that some dog trainers use that people are not going to be searching for. So if the person is searching for dog trainer, it happens to bring that website up, and then the term that they're referring to themselves as isn't in the remit of a general dog owner, that could be enough to, again, click them out of it, couldn't it?
Yeah.
So if you're seeing dog trainer, this is where I know some people really struggle with dumbing stuff down. but you want that to be the recognisable thing.
It's got to be the thing that people are searching for.
As well, because you can educate them on, actually, it's a bit more than just dog training. It's, there's all this other stuff that we are as the professional. But at that time, again, think about that point in the relationship they're in. They don't need to know that stuff yet.
Yeah.
Very early days. So all they need to know is, are you a dog trainer? That covers a lot, we know. And you're in the right place. Cool. Okay. Then we might take the next step.
Yeah. It's and it is tricky because I know you and I wouldn't say go as far as say like we disagree, but we definitely have different viewpoints on this because you are very adamant that nope, dog trainer, that's it. And I would argue no, I always used to refer to myself as a dog behaviourist. And maybe that's just because of our different entry points into the industry. Who knows?
I think dog trainer just covers so much though.
Yeah.
For me, I don't see it as, I know I'm not just a dog trainer. I know that there's way more to it than that.
I think a lot of this has got to do with maybe it's like a confidence level in yourself as well. It's like for me, behaviourist made me feel elevated. It made me feel like, yes, actually, I can warrant charging a higher fee. It gave me, it felt like it gave me purpose. And when people were saying, oh, what do you do? It's like, oh, I'm a behaviourist. It sounded better than I'm a trainer.
See, in my eyes, I'd feel twattish if I put dog behaviourist.
So funny. But that's what for me, in the end, because I knew people were searching dog behaviour, and I know people are searching dog behaviourist because there is that perception out in the public that those two things are different. We know they're not really.
Do you mean behaviourist or do you mean behaviouralist?
Behaviouralist. People can't say it, can they?
Can't say it.
People cannot say it. Everything's a behaviouralist.
Oh God, the amount of times over the years. Are you a behaviouralist? No and no.
Is it a word? It's not a word, is it?
It's not. It's just they don't understand what it is.
Behaviouralist. Yeah, no, one of those. Yeah. Which why for me, everything was like dog training and behaviour. Like it covered everything. And then I could say, I am a behaviourist. So I'm not alienating anyone that way. But anyway, we've kind of gone off on a tangent, but it's all relevant.
It links to it.
It's all there. I don't know where I was going next with it now. I've lost my train of thought. What were we on?
I don't know. I don't know where we were going. You know us. We always meander around, don't we?
This is what happens. Let's take it. I'm sure we're around the website area. So on that website then, it was you saying about what's the thing that somebody needs from you at that moment in time.
Yes.
And yes, if someone's searched dog behavior, dog trainer, whatever it is, what is the thing that they need from you next? Now, to me, this is where if you truly understand your audience, and I'm going to give myself a very egotistical pat on the back here because I feel like I simplified my website so much initially. Because when I was creating it myself, I hadn't got the energy or the patience and I just didn't care about, it was a tick box exercise. It's like job and done, just get it on. Didn't tweak it, didn't play with it much, just did it. And it was so simple because it was just like dog training and behaviour. If you're stuck with XYZ and you're feeling XYZ, book a call and speak to me. And that was it. That was my website.
That's all people need.
And it was very generalist. I didn't have a specific niche. It was just, if you're struggling with, like your typical behaviours that could apply to puppy or adult or whatever it was, and any breed, come and have a chat with me. And it was book a call.
To the point. There's no ambiguity there though, is there?
No. And I think this is where it's really difficult because we'll see, and we may be guilty of feeding some of the overwhelm because I know historically, like we talk about a range of things on this podcast, but it's being able to pick and choose and apply the things that are applicable to your business for the stage of business that you are in. Mm-hmm. Because I think this is where a lot of us, and we are just as guilty of doing this, by the way, we've definitely both done it individually and together. And even in CBA, we've done it, where you apply strategies that are not fit for purpose for your business. So I definitely tried like lead magnets and funnels and all the stuff in the dog business, and I wasn't ready for it. So I was spending all this time and energy and effort in trying to make everything, air quote, professional and fancy. And I just didn't need it. Because the fact that I was a dog trainer and somebody searching dog training, typically if someone's searching it at that point, they're more likely to buy. You're not having to attract people that are not interested.
Yeah.
I'm waffling. Am I making sense?
I remember creating a lead magnet, spent ages on and never ever pushed it. Yeah. I was like, well, I've got one. And it made me feel good knowing I've got it. But then what's the point of having it if no one knows about it? And what's it supposed to do? What's the actual point? So my lead magnet was about, don't know if you remember this in the early days of us meeting, was about the 5 products.
I do remember this. And I remember thinking at the time, like, what are you doing?
What's it doing? Like, what am I supposed to be achieving with this? But I'd never entered my head. I was like, oh, because I want people to have this information because I want them to have the best harness and the best dog treats and the best chews. And I think it was a ID tag. It was Red Dingo because I used to be a rep for Red Dingo and all this stuff. Oh, my phone's just disappeared. And I remember going like, I'll give them that on a lead magnet. In my mind, I must have thought, well, then they'll buy my dog training off the back of it. Like, it didn't connect. All it had was like my website. I mean, maybe that's what I was just thinking. Like, if I put my name, put my website, my business name's on there, then it will just make people go, well, she knows what she's talking about. Like, I'll buy her dog training services. But it didn't flow. Like, the journey was disconnected. Plus the fact I never actually talked about it and got the thing out there, really. I think I had about 2 people download the thing. So I'd spent all this time creating this thing, putting all my knowledge into it, where actually knowledge was great, but not in that format and not in, like, at that time. People don't need to know that yet. Again, it's one of those things where I would talk to people as I'm working with them and go, I recommend this harness, I recommend these treats, I recommend that. And that's going to help them achieve what they want to achieve. Like, those tools, I believed, would be something that would help them on their journey. And I'm like, they don't need to know any of that stuff yet. But at the time, it never occurred to me. It's only now when I look back at it going, I spent so much fucking time doing that. For what? For what purpose? How did it connect everything together? It didn't. Totally disconnected. It's mad, really, isn't it?
It's so hard, though.
I think I convinced myself. I'd heard it. I thought, this is a thing I should be doing. I didn't do it for years, like for the most part of my dog training career. But at the end, I was like, the end of the kind of way I used to do things. I was like, oh, maybe I need this thing. And I'm like, no, I don't. I don't need this thing at all. Like, I got by fine without it anyway. What do I feel like it's going to do? And if it is going to do something, it needs to do something really fucking well to justify the amount of time and energy I've put into it. And it didn't.
Yeah. But this is where we overcomplicate so much.
So much stuff.
Like, realistically, if your business, in our opinion, isn't generating up to 100K consistently every year on turnover, then we don't need all these fancy things.
No. There's an argument to say you can do it if you've got the resources, if you've got a bit of extra time and you want to elevate things a little bit and you want to just be able to send somebody to somewhere, consume a little bit more if they're not 100% sure about booking a call with you just yet. But actually, in our eyes, we think that place is better spent in a community of other people that maybe are working with you, that can be a testament for you, or people that are thinking about doing it and they get to see you and hear you and learn more about you in that kind of way. The Earl kind of like looking at it.
Earl.
So just get just looks of disgust from Ryan. So just getting to have more human touch points with you is probably a better use of that. But however, like, there are people that do it successfully. But again, I think looking at it for the most part, you don't need it.
It's just choosing where to spend your time, energy and cash, really, isn't it?
If you're somebody like you, though, Joe, where you go, I'd like to be working every second of every day and I want to make this business into, the best possible thing. You, for example, might be the sort of person that goes, once I've got everything else rocking and rolling really well, I've got a system that works, I've got a simplified process, I've got people coming in, I'm making my financial goals every month, I've got enough time, I'm going to spend some time doing that.
Yep.
that would be the right way around. But for the most part, we do it the other way around. We haven't got it working. We aren't meeting our financial needs. We're scrabbling around, scrapping around, and spreading ourselves too thin.
Yeah. And that's the core thing there. Is like, if we're doing all of that, don't complicate your life even further.
Yeah.
Don't add more stuff to it to make it even harder, because you're just going to dilute the stuff that you're already diluted. Yeah. Have we covered enough on customer journey?
Yeah,
there's so much.
There's
I don't
so
feel
much
like
more.
there isn't.
This is like a very tip of the iceberg episode on it, but yeah, I think we've kind of looked at it from the website view. We've looked at kind of Google coming into a website. We've looked at it in the real life example that you gave about somebody coming over to you in a park or something. So I think
it is ultimately just trying to think like, what if you could map, like, okay, maybe do this as an action point. Think about all the ways people will find out about you. Not what could happen, because you could be on this for quite a while. What's typically happening for you at the moment? Are you typically getting inquiries from word of mouth? Are they referrals? If so, what's the next step that somebody would take? So if someone's gone, oh, you need to go and work with Vicky, what would they do? Would your number be passed on? Would your website be passed on? What's the thing that's happening? And then is it clear what happens from there? It's that kind of thing. So then write down, oh, I'm getting referrals. People are finding me on Google. If you don't know the answers to these questions, where you don't know where people are finding you, I would strongly encourage you to
ask them.
Just ask them.
Ask them on a call.
That always used to be, I suppose this comes down to, are we speaking to people?
Are we actually speaking to people? Yeah.
Because I always used to, that. In fact, that was another thing we discussed in one of the GSD calls the other day. It was, what information are we gathering on that call?
But actually, you can ask in a contact form or in a message or whatever as well. But it's remembering to, you've got to remember to ask it, and you've got to realise why you're asking that question, how that's going to help you going forward as well.
And you've actually got to store the data.
Yes, you've got to do something with it. Yeah.
The amount of forms I used to have in the early days where it'd be like War and Peace to get information, like, because I wanted to know everything. I was like, how old's the dog? When did you get the dog? What's the behaviour? How long's the behaviour been going on? What have you done before? What's your postcode? Where do you live? Phone number. I don't even think I asked for an email address because I just wanted all the dog stuff. I think I did put, where did you find me? I was like, that's great. I never stored it anywhere. I like read it and got, oh, that's interesting that you've come from wherever. And then just forgot about it.
Yeah. Oh, same.
So store your data, because then you'll know where to spend more time. Because if that's the bit that's working, say, for example, all your inquiries are coming off of Facebook, but you think they're coming from Instagram, well, fuck Instagram off and just go back to Facebook, or vice versa, or whatever it is. If people are saying they're finding you on Google and you're spending all your time on Facebook, well, fuck off Facebook. Put more effort into Google.
Yeah, you've got to do stuff with this information, haven't you? Don't just be a tick box exercise and then put it in a box and never look at it. Mm-hmm. But we've been guilty of it, so we know how easy that is to do.
Oh, so easy. So easy. It's hard work to run a business.
Yeah, it is. But I think, again, if you have a plan and you have a strategy and you know where it is you want to go, these things become easier.
Yeah.
They make more logical sense to do them, and you'll understand it, and you won't feel like it's a chore, because it'll actually move you forward. And when you're seeing progress like that, it spurs you on to go, I need to keep doing that, because that is actually really useful for me and it's getting me to where I want to be. And I think this is what's missing, isn't it, for most people? It's like, okay, yeah, I can do that, but then what? Because you don't have a plan and you don't have a strategy. I was
going to say, all of this is the long play game. It's not about quick wins. It's not about, oh, quick, like update your website so now you've got dog trainer in insert your area on there. Okay, brilliant. That's one part of it. But there's other stuff. It's a bigger picture. Like, how does that fit the overall long-term strategy? And that's the long play game. And that's when you need to start investing in yourself, your own knowledge, your own ability, your own accountability, your own peer group, on how you're going to achieve your big picture idea for your business long term.
Yeah, and when we say big picture, it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be a vision. And whatever that version of that vision is for you, it can be big, it can be small, but you need to know where you're heading.
Cool beans.
Well, customer journey turned into like a bigger thing, I feel.
Bigger thing. I feel like we need to clip that up of you just doing this little movement, whatever that is.
I don't know what it is. What's it called? Like lots of arm gesticulation. Make sure I said that right then.
It's getting worse. Oh, dearie me. Cool. Right. Well, if you have enjoyed listening to today's episode, everybody, please do leave us a review. And I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to add on another one. Head over to YouTube and hit the like and subscribe button, because then you can see Vicky's gesticulations.
Very carefully said. Very carefully said.